Good morning, everybody. Yeah, we are here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for the long weekend off, guys. I enjoyed the time with the fam jam. Yesterday, I got blizzarded out as I was driving home. I took Miss Millennial away for a weekend Airbnb getaway as lockdown opened up here in Ontario and Quebec. But we couldn't make it back because we got stuck at the Airbnb inside like a foot and a half of snow. So, yeah, unfortunately, wasn't able to make it. I did make a couple of trades yesterday, guys. Very, very small trades. RC back with that cheer. Thank you so much, buddy. I greatly appreciate that. But yeah, did take a couple trades yesterday, guys. So I exited SHG for a $2,200 gain. ACRX, I got back in on ACRX. I took an additional position in FTOC, just a small one. I exited ACRX after it jumped 10 cents. Nice quick $800 gain, so I took $3,000 on the day yesterday. And then Sndl, guys, took a large holding in Sndl. So right now, what the portfolio is looking like going into the day is we've got I've got about 37 grand, almost 38 grand in Zomedica. I might make that an even 38. We'll see. FTOC, I've got 30 grand in. Sndl, I've got 20 grand in. I'm arguing whether to make this 22 or to make this 38, but we'll see. Zomedica in pre-market is 225. That's true. My expectations with Sndl. Okay, so Sndl, guys, my thought process on this is this. We have Sndl putting a mixed shelf offering of up to $1 billion. Okay, so Sndl doesn't need to do an offering. This does not mean that they're doing an immediate sell. This is not a direct offering. This gives them the opportunity to drop an offering of up to $1 billion whenever they want. Okay, this does not mean that that's out there, but it is there as an opportunity for them. Now, they are debt free, they are loaded with cash, they have a lot of eyes on them, and there are several companies in the US, and we're going to do some due diligence on this today. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. We're going to do some due diligence on this today, guys, to break down whether or not or which companies in the States might be looking to be bought out. Now, there has been some conversation from companies out of California that there are Canadian companies that are looking to be bought out, and they are in dialogue with Canadian companies. And there's been a lot of hum and haw about who that might be. Sndl has not made news of an acquisition, and I think that they have the cash now on hand to do this. So I'll be looking today to see if Sndl could be lined up to acquire any of these California-based companies, which would be huge for them heading into legalization in the States. It gives them some real skin in the game on that side of the border, which is big. That's a big deal. The other thing with that, guys, is Sndl did receive compliance notice today. So it's unfortunate news about the offering, but they are compliant. They're not being pulled off of the index, which is a big deal. So I think that they had kind of screwed up the PR releases. I think that's on their marketing team. I think what they should have waited for was the PR release to drop that they were compliant, and then drop the news of the mixed shelf offering so that everybody was all in on Sndl and you see this thing run up, and then they drop the compliance. But we'll see what happens here. I honestly think compliance is going to be the bigger deal of the two, because anybody in the know that's got large piles of money knows that a mixed shelf offering isn't really a big deal one way or the other. So Sndl is down today. It's $1.87. Zomedica, guys, 224 pre-market, so both of them are down. My average on both of them is much higher than where it's been, but honestly, I'm not sweating it. Now, in regards to the double fill that I got hit with, I'm stuck with it. It's not going anywhere. I'm stuck with it. So it's unfortunate, but I've got 70,000 shares of stock. My entry is 61 cents. Um, yeah, that is what it is. I think over time, guys, T God is going to be just fine. I think it probably gets acquired by another company, but we'll see what it does. Um, Price target for SNDL. In my mind, guys, what I'm looking at for SNDL is yeah, I mean it, Saki. It's a whole big long thing. I've submitted a complaint to IROC and FINRA, so we'll see what happens. But honestly, guys, I'm not too concerned with it. It just means that that money, that 40K, is locked up until probably Q3, Q4, which sucks, but that is what it is. Um, I think worst case scenario, they get an acquisition for $1, and I just exit on that. But yeah, I was a little pissed on that, but it is what it is. Um, Stuck as in they won't bust the trade. So I can't. I'm not going to average down on a position with a 13K loss, knowing what's coming down the pipeline with pot. So I'm not going to get rid of that at a loss. With SNDL, guys, if I had to set a price target on it, the things that you have to take into account are legalization in the states, their ability to acquire new companies with the cash that they've got on hand, the fact that they are debt free as a pot company, which is huge, and then we've got expansion into the UK as a possibility as well, UK and Europe. So for me, guys, when we get around to pot news and legalization news, I think for me, what I'm looking at with this is SNDL is in a good place to move, shake up the market. They've got cash, they're not in debt. They are still on the major exchange. I think that they are in a really solid spot, headed into positive news and movement. So for me to see this go back up to that $4-5 level is possible. Now, by the end of the year, is $8-10 possible? Yeah, I don't think that that's unreasonable. You look at companies like ACB. Right now, ACB is sitting at 17 Canadian, right? What's that US? Like 15, 16, 14. So it's like 14, right? Um, yeah. Um, for SNDL to head towards that $10 mark, I don't think is unreasonable. I think there's a huge opportunity for that. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, guys, is I'm gonna load up the marbles. I'm gonna go get a coffee. You guys will be able to join as soon as I pick the track. Oh, hold on. Don't hit play yet. I haven't picked the track. You'll see it pop up. For some reason, I can run brand new games, wicked fast, wicked hard games like Cyberpunk on my computer, but Marbles takes an hour to load. Like, I just. You're not late. We're just getting rolling. We're just getting rolling here. We are going to do some deep diving into pot when we see those plays happening, potential acquisitions, all of that. So it's the textures. Yeah. Cyberpunk's got none of those. Um, all right. We'll do, yeah, chaotic coordinated battleground. As always, guys, I'm playing against you. If you win the marbles, you will be picking the ticker we watch going into the day. I'm gonna go get coffee. I will be right back. Join, play, go now. Do that. All right, my beloved's making me my coffee. Let's get this rolling. We're gonna have a good day today. I'm not gonna be around for long today, guys. Probably 10:30 ish. Also, guys, expect this stream to be more about breaking down. Excuse me, DD breaking down what's happening in the market than actual live trades, and that's not because I'm not going to be doing live trading. It's because the positions that I'm in are long holds at this point into the end of March. So Rico in the lead. Who's going to take it? Is it rigged? Do the subs get it? Who's going to take it? Sub or pleb? Sub or pleb? Yeah, I'll break down why the shift, guys. Some of it has to do with intent. Some of it has to do with just the bad luck of the draw. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Neil,
What's up?
you saw that Burry thing where he added he added to his freaking lumen and he reduced on unit. Fuck! I missed my opportunity to dump my unit and I should have just put in a lumen. Fuck.
I think Unit's still the stronger play, I gotta be honest.
Like he's not fully out of it, but he reduced his position unit and he leaned more into lumen. I don't know what he saw or what he heard in the last couple of months, but
He's
I
looking
get
at financials. He doesn't look at news. He doesn't gauge it by news. He's looking at the financials. There's something on the books that has him doing that. Oh, Brentosis takes it by a hair. Brentosis, you get to pick, man. You get to pick.
whatever it is. I'm curious on what he saw other than the subsidy and because I don't think he really cares about the quote unquote vision that Jeff Story has.
Yeah, no, none of that shit matters. He is a by the numbers guy. So if you're looking at why he's doing what he's doing, it has to do with something on the books. He sees something in their last quarterly report. He sees something in their financials that is indicating he likes the strength of one over the other. I would imagine, given the current track record, it probably has something to do with the short position against it. But that's just
I
conjecture. I haven't actually
Was
looked
there
at
a
that.
short position? I don't know. I thought that it might have been, and my suspicions were in the subscriber numbers, like their main businesses, like having regular subscribers. And not only has their current, so obviously when you go to higher speed, you pay a higher price, right? So they were citing that they lost about 29,000 subscribers in their like 20 to 99 megabyte per second internet subscribers, but they gained about 56,000 subscribers in their 100 plus, which in my mind's like, wait, so they're paying more than they were before. That's basically what you're telling me. Like you lost subscribers in your regular service and they upgraded to more.
Yeah. All right. OSTK, guys, this is going to be a Bitcoin watch this morning, which is great. I'm more than happy to do Bitcoin watching. Man, Overstock is over 100. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah. So, guys, the reason why the stream is going to change a little bit to more DD, breaking down positions, not active trading, is because I'm not going to be actively trading for the next little bit. TGOT is locked in until legalization in the States or they get an acquisition. That's 40,000. The portfolio is in that. Nothing I can do about that. Filed my claims, asked for the trade to be busted. They said, get out of here. No way. It won't be done. So now I got to wait on IROC and FINRA to come to a decision on it. But that's locked in. Zemetica, guys, I am 37, almost 38K, probably 38K by the end of the day, depending on that. So we'll take a look at that. Also, we've got FTOC, 30K in that. We're just waiting on that to come back. Sndl, guys, I am in that. I took a position yesterday for about 20 grand in that. It's fallen this morning as low as 185. It's back up to around 190 now. But again, this is a long hold into potentially May. So we'll see how this plays out, guys. The reason why I did this was I was breaking down kind of where I am right now with the challenge. And the challenge goals that I had set for myself based off of what you guys had given me. So you've given me this 500K challenge, right? So last year we took 2,200 to 50K. For those of you that are new to the stream, don't know that. I asked the stream to provide the challenge for the next year, and that was to take that 50K, turn it into 500. Okay, so we had a really great January, and I do need to update my tip ranks. So we'll do that now so that the portfolios all line up. Am out of SHG. T-God, I had not filled this out because of I was hoping to get good news and I did not. So that's T-God. And then Zemetica, is this accurate? 15,000 shares. Yeah, that's accurate. Okay, so what I need to add here is SHG. No, not SHG. Sndl. And that is...
Yeah, Millennia, I just checked and confirmed it. Yeah, the regular the regular internet offers is like $50 a month up to 100 megabytes per second, and then their fiber shit is $65 a month. So I think that's what Burry's thinking, is that like not only did they who cares about the lost subscribers? The subscribers they had that upgraded plus the new subscribers should actually overshadow any of that dumb stuff that people are saying, oh, it's drowning in debt or whatever.
Good morning, everybody. I don't know how Rita is. Last I heard, she was freezing in a car somewhere. I'm really feeling for her. It's an unfortunate circumstance that's going on down there. It sucks that she's not able to be live on stream. I hope she's safe wherever she is. I know that she's having a problem with power, so I'm really, really a little bit worried about that. But yeah,
I thought she
guys,
drove to.
here's the portfolio. The reason why I'm taking a more staggered approach where I'm waiting months on plays now is because I can, right? So the target for the year, we set down the road to 500K. So by end of, I set it up for every 2 months. I had to get from 50K to 100, 100K to 200, 200K to 300, 300K to 400, 400K to 500. Okay. So, by the end of February, I was supposed to be at 100K in the portfolio, okay? Ooh, Sebi. Ooh, thank you for gifting. Yeah. Yeah, so by the end of February, I need to have 100K in the portfolio. I've got that, okay? So right now there's 86,000 US value in that side, and then I had a $40,000 holding, which is like $30,000 holding in the Canadian side. So like 110,000. I'm already well ahead of my target for the end of February, and then I've got to hit 200,000 by the end of April. My thoughts are we start to see movement on cannabis by April, no problem. Typically, governments like to do that. I know in Canada we had people talking about that. Zoom in. Aw, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Yeah, okay, guys. So here's the sizing, right? Here's the target. So 100K by the end of May is the target, or the start of May. End of April is the target. And then I'm hoping to be at 300K. Sorry. That can't be right. It was 100K by the end of February. So by the end of April, it should be 200. And this should be 300. And this should be 400. And this should be at the goal by then. Right. Okay. That's right. Okay. So by May 1st, I should have 200K in the account. Okay. So right now I'm at 111. I've got to make 90K from now until the end of April. The positions that I'm in right now, guys, I am very, very confident that I can expect to see these come in on target. Now I'm not worrying so much about July, September, all of that. Right now, 200K is kind of what I've got my sights set on. Right. All this other stuff here has to do with the sizing and number of positions that I said I was going to have. I wanted to be holding 5 positions on this road to 200K. Right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got larger holdings in 4 positions. So I've changed it up quite a bit from what the original goal was. I've essentially eliminated a position, which is fine. I'm okay with that. That's the bell. So let's watch OSTK here at the gate. But these longer term holds and not as much day trading allows me to do a lot more due diligence, break down plays, understand what's going on. I'll show you guys a misplay that I took because I've been moving things around instead of just being calm, cool-headed, taking my plays, knowing when I get in, when I get out. So I'll show you a play that I missed, and that is really unfortunate. Holy crap. Red Dong of Doom on OSTK. I think people might be looking elsewhere for their Bitcoin plays at this point. I think. Yeah, I mean, my portfolio at the gate, I am down 8% today with Zemetica dropping and SNDL. So I'm down 8% on the portfolio for the day. That's 7 grand today. Canadian side, I'm down 300 bucks. That's no big deal. BTWN I've noticed is having a lot of overlap with CCIV. I think it's just hype in the SPAC sector. Um, um, so you guys want to see the ticker that Millennial was right on, but he had paper hands and lost out on because he's so busy moving around into one play and another. So most of you guys will remember Mission Ready Solutions, MRS. This is a play that I've been in of and out of. Well, Friday I had 50,000 shares of this. You ready for this? Friday I had 50,000 shares. I got out at 43 cents. Took a small gain on it. This is what it did yesterday. That would have been 16K. So this is another reason why Millennial is getting back to what he was doing of being patient, trusting my due diligence to play out, and stop doubting myself. I'm right about it. I was right. I just didn't hold it. So nice, I bought. Mara's doing well. Yeah, I mean, and guys, I'm not. Notice that I'm not like pissed off and upset and angry about this, right? What the lesson I'm taking from here isn't, oh, I missed out on 16K. It's I was right about the due diligence, right? I was right. So that means I need to trust myself more. And that goes in the journal of trust your due diligence because you're right. Don't get impatient. Just trust it. Because chasing the next play and the next play and the next play, that's never been my style. My style has been take the play, hold it, get going. And I'm not talking about marrying positions. I'm not talking about you got to stay in it forever because, right? Cybot told me about it. Yeah, that's true. Cybot did tell me about it. Unfortunately, I don't take positions off of tips, and Cybot knows that. So Cybot told me about it, and then I did a breakdown on their earnings and their revenue and their sales and their government contracts and their lawsuits, and that was the original play. It was on the appeal. So I am still interested in AQB. I just don't have the funds to get into it. So I mean, lately it's been a lot more trading. So if we go to the trading journal, guys, If we just go through the last couple weeks, okay? So February, look at all the trades. It's like 10 trades a day, 8 trades there, 6 or 7 trades there, 5. That's a slow day. 6 or 7 trades there, 6 trades a day, like 15 trades that day, 5 trades, 3 trades, 5. So, um, so guys, I think this section of my trading journal is going to actually get much, much smaller. My trades are going to be very, very little from this point on. Um, SNDL is a falling knife right now. I mean, I'm really not concerned about that. I'm not. I'm not. They got their compliance, they're debt free, they've got a pile of cash, they're looking to make a US acquisition, which is the next thing that we're going to do today, is break down. Uh, there was a really good YouTube video on SNDL earlier. See if I can find it. There's so much posting on this. It's really, really tough to go back and find anything, but this is big news. People don't understand the shelf offering that keeps coming up over and over and over again. The video that I want to find is important because he names one of the companies that it appears they are talking to. Maybe it's faster to do it through YouTube because this is not. This is only a half hour ago. Yeah, maybe I go to YouTube and do it. Filter this week. Even with this, there's so many freaking videos I can't see the one. Okay, so pot company bought out. Let's see what that pulls up. What's up, subtle puddle? I hope she's well too, man. I'm sure, like, she's a big girl. She's wicked smart. It's not in my YouTube view history because um I watched it off of StockTwits. Okay, so we do have this, guys. This is from back in December. So they own Zanabis. Well, this is where that gets interesting, Triton. So we'll put that next to this. So Sundial's closed the acquisition of a SPAC. Okay, so they had a SPAC that they owned. It was their SPAC. They had cash reserves of 110 million in December. So that's before all of this insanity. They had 110 million bucks to throw in. So they did that. So Zanabis owes, according to the loan terms, Zanabis will pay Sundial a royalty based on quarterly sales revenue from its medical, recreational, and wholesale cannabis for 32 fiscal quarters. Okay, so for those of you that are bad at math like me, that's 8 years. Okay, the next 8 years, a percentage of revenue from Zanabis goes to Sundial every quarter. Okay? This news dropped yesterday. HEXO is announcing that they are acquiring Zanabis. The price is $235 million, which will be paid entirely in HEXO stock. So, HEXO is picking up Zanabis, right? This does not in any way null and void the contract that they've got with Sndl. If anything, Zanabis won approval to export its product to the EU. Right? So, Zanabis is a EU play that the Sndl now has without having to actually go through the regulation and the legislation and the filing and the growing and the shipping. None of that. It just gets to take a slice of the profits from Zanabis on their EU sales. So they've got exposure to the EU. Sndl has Canadian exposure. The next thing that I think we see coming out of acquisition with these guys is a US acquisition of some kind. Okay. So Sndl would then have exposure to the EU through Zanabis, right? They would also have exposure to the Canadian market, which they already have. Larthantos, it's a shelf offering, so it's not like those shares are in the market right now. It just they've got the right to drop up to that amount of shares over the next period. I think it's a year. I'd have to look at that. I can't say for certain, but I think it's up to a year. So there's that, right? This is another thing. They were gaining compliance. This was a big one that we were considering with Sndl is, okay, are they going to regain compliance with NASDAQ? They've been above that dollar mark for long enough, but we haven't heard anything from the NASDAQ on that. They could just not put them out there. They could not put those shares out there and that would be fine. It just provides them the opportunity to do that should they so desire. But this means that you probably won't see offering news from them for the next period, right? Because they've got $1 billion of potential shares that they could create at any time. You're not going to see them actually list a new offering to the SEC for a while because they've already done that. There's a mixed shelf offering just sitting out there for them to put new shares in, to inject new shares in the market. So now that they have regained their compliance as of today, I expect that we see some funds starting to pick them up. Now, people are like, well, look at this. This looks brutal, right? This is just going to fall from the heavens forever and ever and ever. I don't think so. I think this initial dip is on the offering news, but those people that are institutionals, those people that are running funds that are in the pot sector, they are going to buy on this dip. They are going to buy in a big way. Hold on, you guys can't see what I'm seeing. Wrong screen. There it is. So, like, here's this dip on the offering news, and this is people getting out of the way, but you don't think that the funds on compliance are going to be picking this up here? I think it's quite likely that you see those big pot funds grabbing more of SNDL here, not less. So one of the things that I want to look at is, let's head over here. Mara hasn't rolled them out yet. I think by April you're going to see Mara outrun Riot. Once they have all of their new machines up and running on both facilities, you'll see Mara run more, in my opinion. Disclaimer in there, guys. This is not financial advice in any way. I'm not a professional. I don't offer financial advice. This is for education purposes. I'm just letting you guys see how I do my thought process and how I make my trades. You're in no way to take this as financial advice. In fact, I encourage you to go out and find a financial advisor professional where you are and discuss your financial planning with them. Okay. To be clear, for somebody to turn 2,200 into 50K US is an oddity, an absolute oddity. For me to take that 50K turn into 500K would be an additional oddity. Okay. So, am I going to look at getting back into Mara? We'll see. Time will tell. That play may have moved past me. It may be too rich for my blood, but I want you guys to know that when questions of like, should I buy this now, or is this a good price to buy? Should I get in and buy? I'm never going to tell you yes or no to that question. So, and that's not me trying to be a dick about it. That's just me being honest with you. Okay. So if you're waiting around for me to tell you is now the time to buy SNDL, the only thing that I can tell you is I bought SNDL yesterday at 250, 217. What's up? What's up? What's up? But yeah, I bought yesterday at 217. So apparently I think 217 is a great price for SNDL. Right? Yeah, Hive on TSX. I'm not a fan of the TSX. Yeah, so it is an oddity. It is an abnormality, guys. The returns that I have. So you can't expect returns like that. You can't look at that. So what we see here, guys, is a whole bunch of people that are kind of all over the map on Sundial. None of these have been really touched. What I want to see more than the analysis on it. Okay, stock analysis. It's got an 8 perform. Why is it on an outperform? Investors are positive on it. A lot of people are buying it up. It's got bullish sentiment in the news, but not the blogs. Okay, so what this means is verified news sources are a big fan of this. The bloggers, the little guys, are the ones that are shredding it up. Okay. Last but not least, the technicals are looking good, and that's because of their cash position. The amount of cash they have on hand is looking good. Now, what I want to see here is, and this is another one of the things that you can do, no hedge fund activity listed, insider purchases. Last month, senior officer grabbed 200K. Officer, CPO, people are just buying almost $1 million 8 months ago. Like there's a lot of folks that are just buying this up. He sold 20K? Uninformed sell. Sorry, you're right. He sold. That's all sells. Except for this $1 million buyback here. This is a buy, this is a buy, this is a buy. Okay, so these are sells. He sold this back here. Man, I bet you he wish he had held off, huh? Oh well. Oops. So the next thing I want to look at is what are the big pot funds? Biggest pot funds out there. Biggest pot ETFs. MJ, MSauce, YOLO, Pot X. MJ Holdings. Okay, so there's MJ. MSauce. YOLO. Hot X. Holdings. Holdings. Okay, let's see what we got. So, in this one, we have. Remember, the names that we're looking for with Sndl are Sndl itself, Zanabis, or HEXO. Those three all pay into Sndl in some way. HEXO, holding. MSOS. This one is more American holdings. I don't see anything here that's super Canadian. Which is why this one hasn't moved yet, but will most likely move once we get legislation news. Advisor shares pure cannabis ETF. BlackRock Village, CURLF, Green Thumb, Rogen. Nope, nothing in that one. Hot X. TLRY, Aurora, Afria, Canopy, Chronos, HEXO. So there's HEXO again on that one. Sndl. It's from Barron's. That's worth reading. All right, let's read these and see if there's anything there. Did I look at THCX? I did not. It wasn't listed at the top four. Their holdings, THCX. Canopy, Tilray, Village, Chronos, Hydrofarm, Amorous, Scott's. Yeah, so there's nothing here for Sndl. We're looking for Sndl, Zenobis. There's another one, Toke. Nope, nothing there. CNBS. Nothing there. So my thought on this, guys, is none of these funds are holding Sndl because it was at risk of non-compliance. Okay? That's my thought process on this, is none of these are directly holding Sndl because it was at risk of non-compliance. It was at risk of being pulled from the market. With their compliance, don't you think that these ETFs are now going to be looking to acquire a position in this? I think that that's a reasonable 48. When you're out today, buy 3 or 4.
I keep on doing that.
And yet my cord is still here. Yeah, they got compliance. That news came out today. Where is it? So this is the Sndl HEXO. Here's Sndl. Sndl regains compliance with NASDAQ as of this morning. So now that they're compliant, I think that we see these ETFs grab this thing. That's Zinabis. Okay, so these are 4 stocks looking to make inroads in the U.S. What are they listing here? AfriTrueLeave, Convis, so this is not a Sndl article. U.S. firm Verano Holdings is poised to go public as a growing number of companies seek financing and weigh deals to capitalize on the sector's growth. No, it didn't hit the requirements. No. It's not that it hit the requirement. NASDAQ has confirmed that the company has regained compliance. It's not that it hit the requirements. It's that it is confirmed. How fast do these ETFs move? I probably won't be same day, but they will probably be looking at making a purchase at some point. To have this in there. Sndl is just such a big beast. Now, this is a buy the dip opportunity with this offering. So, if you were a hedge fund or an ETF that is looking to purchase into Sndl, today is a great opportunity to do that. But this is not, it's not that they reach the criteria for compliance, guys. They have compliance. NASDAQ has confirmed. The company has regained compliance. So I would expect to see these ETFs, some of them grabbing in, which is good purchasing. Nothing there. So this is showing that the yeah, Freak Rico. So Gaurav, I see you over on YouTube. The offering is a mixed shelf offering. They haven't actually put those shares out into the market. That just gives them the opportunity to put shares out to market. So those shares are a possibility that they could dilute, but they are not there yet. I would expect you see them wait to actually put those shares out into market until the price comes back up. They knew they were getting compliance today. Okay, Grapefruit announces receipt of initial informal acquisition inquiry. Bradley Uris, Grapefruit CEO, commented, Grapefruit is not surprised to be approached concerning a potential acquisition in light of the company's recent disclosure concerning its 714% year-over-year revenue increase. Let's see here. Grapefruit Sundial. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, let's let these pull up. Why did Sundial come up alongside this? So we know Zanabis went to Hexo, so that's out. But California's Grapefruit is the other company that they are talking about. So here's one acquisition that they did yesterday. And this is to break into the edibles sector in Canada. Yeah, that Lysiana, that is why I'm out on those. The only one that I'm still holding on. Yeah, I mean, who knows, Ryan? Gorov, price prediction for SNDL for a month from now? I have no idea. I give 12-month targets, just like you would see from most analysts out there. That way it's not beholden to that. Now, the potential news happening into April, I'm expecting to be profitable on SNDL by April. I can say that. I'm not freaking out. For all the reasons that we just showed, guys. Check DMs. Yeah, I don't care about that. Yeah, no. All good. And that's why the replays are there on YouTube that you guys are able to watch those and see what's going on. So SNDL launched a new top leaf brand for a more organic, solventless cannabis extract. So there's a lot of people, guys, out there that are concerned with what's on the pot. What's up, Switch Styles? Yeah, I saw your comment over on Facebook there, man. Yeah, so I mean, guys, the news that's going for this is so Sndl cashes in on HEXO now. Okay, so when you see good news for HEXO, that's good news for Sundial because they get over the next 8 years they get payouts, right? You've got Sundial acquiring Indiva. So this is to enter the edible market, right? So Zanabis was on the EU, so they've got EU exposure. They've got edibles and cannabis and oil in Canada. The only thing missing from their plate is the US. And I think with the US, grapefruit is a really likely possibility. Now, this is interesting because they're making the claim that Sundial is the second largest holding of Pot X, but I don't see that here. Pot X holdings. Oh, there it is. It's not the second largest, but it is large. So there's Pot X. Maybe I should go. Maybe open up the search here on the other ones. Maybe it's more accurate. MJ. Yeah, it's third. MJ ETF holdings. Let's see what's in this one. Yeah, I just got a sweet set of Alex Ross, Ryan. The other day. Like 30 Alex Ross covers. Yeah, so again, there's HEXO. As long as it's got HEXO in it, so there is exposure on that one. What were some of the other ones? MSOS, right? MSOS ETF holdings. Yields and mega caps a little today. We can. It's just I never trade them, so I don't really have a lot of insight to offer on them, Freaker Rico, because I don't play them. I never have. Maybe we do this the other way around. Pot ETFs with Sundial. Yeah, MJ and Pot F are the two that have them, apparently. And that's as of October, November. So THCX also has them. Yeah, this is their 9th largest holding. So they're in the top 10 on 30. And they also hold Hexo. So this one's double dipped into Sundial. They've got Sundial and Hexo. They're 5th with Pot X, but we saw that they're actually 3rd. This one's got green organic Dutchman in it as well, which is good for me. It has nothing to do with Sundial, but yeah. I mean, I kind of want to. Let's go here and see if there's an RSS feed. Bradley Urist. Sundial. Got the president of Sundial here, so I'll connect to him. What's this? Ignore. I do want to see, though. See all activity. He's got a lot of stuff with CURLF. This guy apparently is somebody worth following. Okay, let's go the other way. Let's take a look at... I actually have just all SEC filings. Every single filing comes to me. So when I start the day, especially during earnings season, I have 1,000 new notifications to peel through, which is why I'm up early and doing this work early. So he's following Tony Robbins, Ray Dalio, Peloton. Looking at Valens. Yeah, they've gone... So premium edibles, Europe. Yeah, US is really the last thing on their book that they've got to check off here. It's interesting that he's constantly looking at Peloton. Wonder what the play on that could be. Yeah, Nabs, I started 4:30. Is there an SEC website? Yeah. Yeah, if you go to search Edgar. Et voila. You just type in whatever company you want here. It'll pop up all their filings. But what I did was I went to filings. Yeah, so I went here, which is the latest SEC filings, and I created I grabbed the RSS feed for this, and this gives me every single time there's a new filing. So just in the last minute since I cleared this, you guys can't see it because it's an extension drop down, but just in the last minute since I cleared this, there were 7 more filings that came in. You could almost trade just off of these filings as they come in. So I don't see any actual ties between these guys, but what I want to look for is, let's head over to other social networks. Sometimes they've got Andrew Urist people. Can I talk a bit about T-God? Yeah, so the play on T-God, guys, is it is a profitable, organic, premium grower, which makes it prime for acquisition. I think somebody's looking to acquire it. So Andrew Storter is the name. Storter. Should we see who Andrew is following? Oh, that's followers. Who's he following? He's a Democrat. Oh, but he is following some of the Trumps as well. He's following the Pope. Who was following Zanavis. Cannabis payments. Him and Sid, yeah. Okay, let's just see. The other guy's name was Bradley Urist. Bradley Urist. People. Brad Urist? No, that's from Spain. Nope. Okay, grapefruit. What's up? What's up? What's up? Just doing some deep dive on the pot sector and what's coming up and what it's gonna do. I want their website though. I don't want all this crap. Twitter. Follow. Okay, followers. A lot of day traders here. Switch styles, thanks for the follow, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, I am. I am, Jacob. Ooh, and that Prime Gaming sub to go with it. Thank you kindly. Well, they're only following one person. Who are they following? The Waypoint Refinery is its only following. Okay, tweets and replies. Okay, so not seeing a tie there, but I almost want to create I think I'm gonna create and this is good for you guys to see. Is Tesla finally falling to oblivion? It was at 900 a couple weeks ago. I don't think so. I'm not ready to call the demise of that. I am not on Mara. I did sell it for a profit. What's up, little dude? You want to come sit with me? Oh, my littlest guy. I think Clover will start to get more hype once we start talking healthcare. I did say I was long on Mara. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 700% growth in sales. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Can you say hi to everybody? Say hi. Camera's up there. Say hi. Yeah, that's a good boy. Do you hear the kitty?
Yeah.
Kitty, yeah. Do you think the spy is going to go up or down? Up or down?
Yeah.
Down. Okay. He says down. He says down, guys. Again, do not take financial advice from a baby on the internet. Do you like pot?
Cut.
Hmm? Pot or bio? Pot, yeah. Mwah. Okay, off you go. Toddle off. Go get mama. Go get mama. Cute kid. Nice. Okay, so what was I doing? Right, I wanted to create. I'll show you guys how I go about creating custom. Look at Motley Fool just riding us every couple hours. Motley Fool has another article about Sndl. Okay, so what I do, guys, is I head here. Okay, I go to news, and what I want to do is set this up so that it's recent. And go down to the bottom, and I want to create an alert for this. Okay, so Sndl Growers, I've got an alert. Make sure that you're signed in, or it won't give you the option to create an RSS feed. So make sure that you sign in, guys. It's okay that this is that email's defunct. You're not going to be able to do anything with it. These emails are spam emails that I've created so that you guys can not DDoS me and take anything of value. So what I want to do here is I want to go into create an alert. I want to edit this. And what I want is, as it happens, automatic, which means all of this. I want blogs, news, web, finance, all of it, okay? English, any region? No, I want the US. I want news out of the US. Only the best results? I want everything. I don't want Google deciding what's good, what's bad, okay? Last, I want to create an RSS feed instead of my email, okay? Now, when I create this RSS feed, because of this extension that I have, I'm going to hit update. And what's going to happen is now, up here in this extension, when I go into this RSS feed, it's going to say, oh, this is a feed. Would you like to subscribe? Yes, I would like to subscribe. Now, when I open up this extension, which you guys can't see the drop-down menu, but the extension will have something that says Sndl Growers. And as those come in, as news articles or forum comments or whatever hits the feed on Sndl, I'm going to get notification up in this ticker, and it makes a little noise in my ear. I don't know if you guys can hear it when it happens. It happens several times throughout the day, but I can just go in here to Sndl Growers now and see what the latest articles are. How many monitors do I use? I actively have my mini screen, one monitor here, monitor over here, and a monitor up there. So I'll show you guys you guys want to see the layout here. So there's my main monitor, and then my second monitor, and then my third monitor up there. So 3.5 monitors, I would say. Yeah, Motley Fool is, and here's the thing with Motley Fool, guys. So let's go to Motley Fool and see what their articles are about. Okay, so Sundial growers. Okay, so we do that first. Sundial growers, that's in there. Great. Okay, let's open up the two articles that pop up here. Keith Spites. Okay, Keith Spites. You guys want to know who Keith Spites is? Keith began writing for Fool in 2012 and focuses primarily on healthcare investing. His background includes serving in management and consulting for the healthcare technology, health industry, and pharmacy benefit management industries. So he's a bio trader, guys. He is not he's not a trader. He's a journalist. He writes on medical topics. He's not a trader. My third monitor, I principally use that for Discord. So that's up there on Discord, so I can just see the chat. So the monitor up here is for Discord, so I can see what's happening in Discord throughout the day. And then over here, I've got the active monitor where I'm looking at browsers and moving that all around. And then over here, I've got my OBS or YouTube background noise, whatever that's there. So it is an actual writer. They do have actual writers. A lot of their writers have been outsourced lately. But Keith Spite, so that's him writing one. This other one is Jiwan Shun. And this guy is a statistician with a knack for analyzing clinical trials and company financials. Investing in healthcare and cannabis is his passion. Okay, so this is an actual investor. So Jiwan Shun. Jiwan Shun has no position in any of the stocks mentioned. The Motley Fool has no position in any of these stocks mentioned. So he's not trading these. Now, Jiwan Shun, I'd love to see what his track record is. Let's see if we can go over tip ranks and find him. Jiwan Shun. Nope. Nope. So, guys, with Motley Fool, I don't, unless it's the guys that started it, I typoed the name. Jiwan. It's my bad. Jiwan. Oh, there he is. Okay, over the last year, 54% success rate as a blogger. TDoc, Afria, Moderna, Tilray, Zynga, Gilead, IBB, Johnson & Johnson, Regen, BlackBerry. Best rating was GameStop that he rated as a buy in October. I wish there was a compare where I could put the two of these side by side. I called GME before him. Okay, so for success rates, he's 54%. I'm 66%. On more transactions as well. He's only had 125 ratings. I've had 176. But I actually put skin in the game. But this is out of bloggers. So he's ranked 105 out of bloggers, not as a trader. So this is not a trading portfolio. This is just that he writes articles and blogs about positions. And that's what the success rate is off of, with an average return of 21.1%, which I'm interested how they actually come up with that, given that his portfolio isn't actually a portfolio. It's just a bunch of analysis. No skin in the game, doesn't count. Yeah, that would definitely be a yellow card in my book. Yeah. So, I mean, average return, he's beating mine for sure. I've got a 9.15 average return. But I would wager that over the year, my 12-month return, at least on this, is bigger than that. We all know that, well, for those of you that have been around for a year, you know that we started with 2,200 and we finished with 50K. So when are you holding FTalk till? I think FTalk is going to be a long-term hold in and through Payoneer, because I think Payoneer is going to make an announcement about Bitcoin. So Um, what do I think SNDL will hit today? I have no idea. I don't day trade it. Yeah, so SNDL guys is a play for me into either, and this is the next thing that we're going to look at with pod stock. So we've done a breakdown of where SNDL's positives are, right? No debt, lots of cash on hand. Indiva is a line that they just bought for edibles, so they have exposure to edibles. They have profitability coming from the Zanavis agreement through a SPAC acquisition. So Zanavis is had been acquired by HEXO, but for the next 8 years, Zanavis has to give a portion of their revenue back to Sndl. So is what you're going to be watching, because if HEXO performs well on their sales from Zanavis, that means that Sndl is going to perform well on that. Indiva gets them into the premium and edibles. I imagine that we're going to see some kind of, and again, Zanavis guys is a play into the EU. So they've got EU exposure, they've got premium exposure, they've got edible exposure, they've got oil exposure, they've got all they need is US exposure. So we've covered all of that. Everybody's caught up. That's a TLDR of Sndl right now. They got a buttload of money. How does the earnings for TLRY affect your play? It doesn't. It doesn't affect my play. It may affect the price movement on the stock, but it doesn't affect my play on it. So the other thing, guys, that we're looking at here is what are the pieces of legislation that we're looking for on pot? So pot legislation US. Okay. Here's a map of legalization in the states. Adult use is anywhere in green. Yellow is medical. Gray is illegal. So it's still illegal. Alabama, Georgia, kind of through the Bible Belt there. Indiana, Kentucky. And then the Midwest here, Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas, and Texas. So Bible Belt, still very much a thing. Wisconsin and Indiana. I mean, Wisconsin's on the border with Canada. People are smoking pot. I'm just going to go to Canada and smoke it. But yeah, but legal pretty much everywhere else. Alaska, surprisingly not Hawaii. I would have thought Hawaii for sure, but yeah, there's a bunch of these guys here where there's all kinds of different legalizations. What we're looking for is what are the legislations. As far as I know, it's the okay. Let's go back, because I know that the SAFE Act is one. No, it's saying that's gun regulation. SAFE Act, pot. The More Act is the other one. So safe and more. Okay. So each of these states is independently legalizing. That's great. We're going to see increased sales across the US as a result of that for sure. But what we're looking at is federally, okay? And federally, the two big things are taking it out of being a class one drug and knocking it down to class two, class three. And that's the MORE Act, okay? The MORE Act is going to take care of that. It's going to take care of making it not a class one designation, which opens up a lot of doors for it. But for me, the MORE Act is not as huge as the SAFE Act, okay? And the SAFE Act, Secure and Fair Enforcement Banking Act, this would allow cannabis companies to actually be publicly traded, to acquire bank accounts, to be able to have financial services, loans, etc. So this is the big one for me. It's the SAFE Act. Okay. Now the SAFE Act was shot down by the SAFE Act banking. Senate news. First 100 days of Biden administration are in full swing. So this is from yesterday. Administration is going to focus in regards to banking, fintech, and derivatives. Okay. Administration's whole government emphasis on climate change. So climate change is going to be a big one. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, blah, blah, blah. OCC, Securities and Exchange Commission, so SEC, CFTC, input onto the regulation of digital assets and fintech. So the OCC, SEC, and CFTC are going to be looking at regulation around crypto. Large financial institutions are going to become a target. So this is hedge funds. CFTC is likely to increase its aggressive enforcement in the derivatives and commodities market, as well as maintain a key focus on climate related. So again, guys, this is funding for solar, wind, that kind of stuff. At the federal legislative level, Representative Maxine Waters and Senate Chair Brown. So this is a big deal. Both committee chairs will likely focus on pandemic relief, inequity in housing, consumer protection, climate change, and in addition, cannabis banking legislation may finally be advanced. In the immediate future, Congress is to focus on market volatility due to the GameStop debacle. Order flow payments are going to be regulated, it looks like. So let's go down to digital assets, cryptocurrency, OCC, invigorated CFPB, shifting priorities, continuing the CFTC. Congressional priorities. So this is the important one. With Democratic, can I paste the link in chat? Absolutely. So, with a Democratic majority in both House of Congress, legislative priorities will be shaped in the two relevant committee chairs, Maxine and Sherrod Brown. Waters sent President Biden a public letter with recommendations on areas where she thinks immediate action should be taken. This includes stable, affordable housing, consumer financial protection laws, restoring and enhancing regulatory safeguards on the financial system, include reversing the rules that ease prudential requirements for large banks and strengthening the capital regulatory framework, addressing discriminatory lending issues. So this is POT right here, guys, the discriminatory lending issues. Focus on climate risk. The hearing scheduled by this committee need additional pandemic relief, small minority business owners, climate change, lending discrimination. Recent events committee also heard on GameStop, domestic terrorist financing. He's going to have a more aggressive stance toward the financial services industry than his predecessor. So Crapo was an ass. Crapo, though, was big on just letting Wall Street do whatever he wanted. That's just kind of the reality of the situation. Senator Brown's focus in the immediate future is extending protections from eviction. Affordable housing access will continue to be a priority. Also, public banking option and caps on interest rates for payday loans. As he said, intends to investigate the relationship among stock prices, executive compensation, and workers' wages. So he's going to start getting involved in stock pricing. And bonuses and equities. So a lot of CEOs out there don't actually take a big salary to avoid taxation, but they do take a large equity bonus. Okay, finally the meat. A final area of potential legislative action is cannabis banking. In Congress, the Safe Banking Act, a bill that would enable banks to offer financial services to legitimate marijuana and hemp-related businesses, could be reintroduced. Because cannabis remains classified as Schedule I controlled substance, most financial institutions from providing services to legal cannabis businesses out of a fear of adverse regulatory and supervisory action and federal forfeiture based on racketeering or trafficking charges. The Safe Banking Act would prohibit such regulatory actions and shields banks from liability premised solely on the provision of financial services. The Safe Banking Act passed the House with bipartisan support in 2019, was originally included in the HEROES Act, passed by the House in May 2020 in response to the COVID pandemic. However, the bill was dropped from the COVID relief measures ultimately enacted in December 2020. The bill has not come up for a vote yet in the Senate, despite some bipartisan support. So, I think that this is a big deal because we already have approval from the House. We just need the Senate to take this up and vote on it, which would be huge. Would be absolutely huge. Do you have an opinion on the future of the car business? people still need cars, man. People are still going to buy cars. This idea that everybody's going to move over to electric right away is a bit of a joke, really. It's just not going to happen. I can think of many areas of Canada where that's just not feasible. Alaska, it's not going to be feasible. Hawaii, that's very difficult, I would think, to mandate that. You're going to build that infrastructure into somewhere like Hawaii, like, hey, it's going to take a buttload of money to do. Okay, guys, the other thing that I want to show you with this portfolio is I can actually do a portfolio assessment. TipRanks provides that. You guys can always see this over at portfolio. One of the reasons why, guys, I advocate that people go nowhere near the types of trades that I am taking is because if you look at the risk, and this has come down significantly, actually, it's probably because I have fewer holdings, but usually my risk assessment is way over here. That being said, guys, I am still much higher risk than the average TipRanks portfolio. The level of risk on this is pretty big. I don't have any dividend stocks, so this obviously is not a dividend in any way. It's showing you significant holdings. Basic materials is a big one. Zomedica is another. It should probably be in healthcare. That it's not is whatever. This is financial because it's a SPAC. I do still have my position with Zon. Batteries don't work as well in Alaskan winters either. Yeah, the batteries for me are less the issue, and it's more so the infrastructure. It's the charging. For you to create a charging network in Alaska or Hawaii or most of Canada, to be honest, is a real obstacle to overcome. Whereas gas and diesel already has an established network and is well used. I think you're more inclined to see something like a natural gas conversion than you are to see a direct solar electrical conversion, in my opinion. I manually upload. I can't actually, because I trade on Canadian TD, I can't automatically upload my portfolio to them. So I have to manually enter my trades. But yeah, so this is the big one, guys. The CARE Act could just be passed. We've got the financial focus of getting the Safe Banking Act through on the table. So that'll be a big one to keep watching. House Financial Services Committee. These are the guys to watch for the SAFE Act. That's Maxine Waters. She's big on the pot bill. Robinhood, Citadel, Melvin Capital, and Reddit CEOs are going to testify at committee hearing. Okay. Is there an RSS feed, I wonder, for this? Press releases. I wonder. What's up? Probably not today, given that it's almost 11 o'clock. I wasn't planning on staying on this long, but am I planning on allocating a portion of my portfolio to crypto? Maybe crypto, but not specifically Bitcoin. 23 West DTR 76890 PJJ BHV CRTW4. Thanks for the follow, man. Much appreciated. Also to Bigsby. Okay, so let's go. How to create an RSS feed for a website. Fetch RSS. So we go here. I want it to be from this page, where anytime that there are new press releases, I want this to generate into an RSS feed. Okay, let's generate this RSS feed. Subscribe. Okay, so what I just did there, guys, was I created an RSS feed specifically for press releases and statements from the Financial Services Committee. So whenever they do something, I'm going to know about it. The other one that I want to do is I want to go to. There's another one here. Come on, what was the guy's name? It's not this. It's not this. It's Senate Banking Committee. Okay. Senate Banking Committee. Okay. Majority press releases. So this is the one that I want to create a feed for. This. Oh, boo. Come on. This. This. My goodness. This. This. These are the two that I want, is the financial services, because I'm looking specifically for action on the safe banking. So House of Ways and Means is definitely good for the deregulation of pot, but I'm looking specifically for news on finance, right? And these are the two that I want to look at: the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services and the U.S. State Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs. These are the two that are going to have the highest likelihood of being what I'm looking at. So. But I don't think that's what I want. And then that's the headline. And then that's also the summary. Generate, I'm not a robot. Traffic lights, there. Crosswalks, there. Traffic lights. Click on this. Okay. So now I do have press releases and statements from the Financial Services Committee and the U.S. State House. So that was a super useful tool. Glad I've got that now. Those are set up. I will be getting those regularly, and I'll be watching for that SAFE Act to come in for sure. I am going to get ready to get going here, though, guys. I do have lunch, so I'm glad we've set that up. I will be back tomorrow 9 a.m., guys. So if you're not following, make sure that you follow. You get the notification that I am back and I am live every day, 9 to 11. I just want to go through this last bit of news here and see if there's anything happening. Takes the thanks for the follow, man. What's for lunch? Don't know. Probably poutine, actually. BlackRock is starting to buy some of that. Cedar Fair looks good. Yeah, I'm not seeing a ton here. Altria talking about it's moving beyond smoking. Non-combustible products. I agree. Non-combustible is going to be big. got logged out of my desktop here. Their payment for order flow seems to be the big thing that they're focusing on. I think I have to do this, and it's gonna hurt me to do it because it's $7,000. So first of all, before I do that, let's see if I can actually take a position in RKF. No, I can't even trade it. So yeah, there's no point in doing that. So for the day, guys, down 7.5%. Sndl is back up to $1.92 and buying up. Zomedica is back up to $2.19 and buying up. But overall, guys, I'm down 4.5K on Zomedica. I'm down 2.5 grand on Sndl. Canadian market TGOT, I'm down 14 grand, and this is not moving anywhere. So today is going to be one of those days. And as for trades on the day, guys, with the trading journal, the trades for the day, and this is going to be common for the next little bit here, none. No, I do not. I do not. Do not hold it. Do not play it. Do not touch it. I did trade Mara all the way up, but I principally, Grogu, do not trade the TSX just because of the lack of fill. And now with this issue with TD here, where they double filled an order on TD, I'm fairly confident I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to stay out of the TSX as much as I possibly can. But that is it for me today, guys. We are going to be doing ticker callouts more often. We're going to be breaking down a whole bunch of different stocks. I guess what I'll do here is we'll do this and we'll do this. Hey, Baz, yeah. All right, let's do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do... Bum, 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 bum. Say hi to Stocky for me, guys. Drop the rockets, drop the beavers in there. I will catch you guys around. See you tomorrow. Later, later, later.